I find it humiliating that I deeply identify as a cis man.
Yeah.
I feel very much like a man, and it makes me sick.
Can I ask you, what does being a man feel like?
It's awesome. Nori, just immediately I want to talk about something that you do to me.
Oh my God, what?
You pretty much you cornered me at my house party.
Oh my God.
And you pulled out your estrogen and you said you're trans. And you do this to me once a week.
Well, when the signs are there.
Okay, you think I'm an egg?
I think you. Okay, so you already know all the terminology.
Baby, I hang out with a lot of trans people. You know this.
And that's one of the issues. I think when 95% of your friends are trans,
you start to go.
You go, wait a second.
Do you think it's have you even considered that I'm just a beautiful, incredible ally?
Well, everything up to ally.
Yeah.
I think you're beautiful.
Yeah.
I think you're incredible.
Yeah.
Woman. And it's just, there was a picture I saw of you and you're wearing this gorgeous wig and you kind of look like like the perfect fantasy of like a Midwestern mom. Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I totally do, yeah.
And you look so beautiful.
Yeah.
And it just kind of, it clicked for me.
Yeah.
At least for me. I don't know for you. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think you would ever be able to accept me as a man? Just a beautiful man?
I do it every day.
Oh, do you?
And it's hard. Yeah. Yeah, every day.
I just think that's interesting that you're accepting me as a man every day because sort of every day I'm hearing from you, you can borrow some of my estrogen.
Yeah.
Just go to this person. You're trans.
Yeah.
You're transgender.
Well, I mean, it's my duty,
Yeah.
number one. I think that as a trans person, I mean, I didn't realize I was going to be coming out today on this podcast.
Oh my God!
I haven't talked about this publicly at all.
Oh my God! We don't have to. We don't have to.
If we could cut this,
we'll start over. Let's start the episode over. Hold on.
Yeah, I haven't come
Nori,
out.
I love that you're cis.
Thank you. Oh my God! Yes. Yeah. Well, it's funny because comedy is kind of. Did you guys talk about comedy on this podcast?
From time to time, yeah.
Okay. It's like changing. I think things are kind of. The industry is changing. Things are changing.
Well, the woke left is destroying
It's destroying Jerry, our friend Jerry.
Yeah.
I talked to him this morning.
Did you?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, I thought you guys had a falling out.
No.
Oh, okay.
I love him.
Okay. It's just he said something at lunch that, I guess I'll have to.
No, we got coffee.
Oh.
In a car. But he... Thank you. No, but things are changing. I think I might be going in a more Christian direction.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of money in that.
Yes.
What does that look like for you? Can you give me some of the Christian material?
Well, it's kind of hey, you're the audience.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Hey, Sacramento.
Well, that's a good market to, yeah, okay,
yeah.
Good.
Hey, Sacramento, it's a Nori. It's your girl, Nori. Oh, it's a set.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kind of doing front facing. I don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah.
God lives everywhere.
Okay.
And isn't that crazy?
That's the joke?
Well, okay, I'm working on
no worries.
I'm kind of working on the punchline or whatever. I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. I think that's a beautiful start.
Thank you.
And you've got kind of an in on that. You're a Kentucky girl.
From Kentucky.
From Kentucky, baby.
I'm from Kentucky. I was raised very religious. I'm from Christian County.
Yeah.
Which is the name of the place I'm from.
Yeah. You're from Jesus is Risen Township.
I'm from Jesus is Risen Township, Christian County.
Yeah.
Godtucky.
Yeah, of course.
So it's there. And I kind of want to do a full circle, kind of return back.
You and I have a lot in common.
I love that.
We have so much in common. And I think I was immediately connected to you. You're from Kentucky. I'm from Missouri. We both grew up in sort of religious communities. We both ended up being queer and pretty funny. But how do you feel about Kentucky? Do you have a love for Kentucky? Do you do you despise Kentucky?
Okay. I haven't. Okay. Okay. I mean, the last time I went back, and I guess we're just diving in here.
Yeah, we certainly are.
I guess we're
because I think I know the last time you went back.
I thought we were just going to be talking about liquid death.
And we
my
will.
favorite
I love their water.
The last, speaking of death, my. Cut. The last time I went back was when my dad passed.
Another thing we have in common.
And so it's a hard place for me. I went back as trans, and when my mom or dad, before he passed, neither one of them had like seen me as trans. And I had just gotten top surgery, like breast augmentation, breast augmentation, breast augmentation, and like the same week I had to go back home to see my dad before he passed, which is pretty intense.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely somewhere south of lighthearted. Yeah,
it's that's more of the intense place. But I will say that like I was really worried about even just like the luggage, because like after you have surgery, you're not supposed to like lift anything.
Yeah.
But like when I went on the plane, even before I could try to lift it, all these men were like, "Let me help."
They're like, "Miss."
Because I had the new boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Being a woman is so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It is. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And that was the last time you went back to Kentucky.
That was the last time, and it's a weird place for me on so many levels. It is such a beautiful place, though. That's what makes it so hard. It's like I feel like queer people, like when we can't go back home to places that are like really like hateful towards like us, like it's like beautiful.
Yeah,
it's like physically like such a beautiful landscape, and I'm like, that sucks.
It is funny watching queer people who for any reason have not reckoned with home or have not been able to reckon with home.
Yeah,
it is funny to watch us pretend that there's not anything good about these places. Like it is funny to watch a gay person who hates Missouri being like, there's fucking nothing, and then you go and it's like beautiful rolling hills,
gorgeous barbecue,
like
yes,
big wide streets, easy parking. And just watching us, because I did that for a number of years. There were a number of years where I like definitely raged against home and where I'm from, and was like, I'm too fucking good for this place. And every single trip home that was just easy and beautiful and delightful, I just kept more and more being like, this place is bad. I'm like falling into a beautiful rest.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this place is so bad.
Enjoying the best rib I've ever had in my life.
Rib, yeah. It's like that. And the people also are nice. That's what's so crazy, is that even though they don't believe in our lifestyle or like whatever, like to your face, it will be the nicest person you ever met in your life.
Oh, yeah. Like
so sweet, so hospitable. The moment you leave, it's like, that is going to hell.
Oh. I think we'll keep that in. I think
Please.
we'll let that stay.
If we could just lead with it. I mean,
cold open.
Can we get cold open?
Yeah, CO.
That.
Nori saying that.
Yes.
Nori saying the T slur.
And you can say it too if you want.
Nori.
Oh.
I can't.
Oh yeah, not yet.
Not yet. You and I have traveled together a little bit.
Yes.
In our gorgeous, beautiful friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And I love traveling with you for a number of reasons, but a very specific thing I love traveling with you. A very specific thing I love about traveling with you.
Oh my God.
Is that you are so knowledgeable about art.
Mm-hmm,
like going to a museum with you is at once stressful because I know you're going to take it in. And I'm I'm a hit and run museum goer.
Yes.
Where I'm like headphones in, Frank Ocean's Blonde album on. I go, beautiful,
yes.
and I keep it moving. You're an appreciator. You're an understander. You'll from across the room be like, that is a Van Gogh.
Yeah.
And that was basically, so he was in an era of his life where he had just been hit by a bus.
He was hit by a bus.
And there were buses. And he'd been hit by the bus. And so then he went into the hospital and he was painting. And you know everything about art.
Yeah.
I feel.
I love that. I know exactly what you're referencing. We went to the Louvre together in Paris.
Yes.
And it was such a funny, the difference was so hilarious. And yeah, it's true. I have an art background. I mean, I studied art in college, double major with psychology. Get a girl who can do both.
Sorry, y'all. It's just how it is.
And does everyone kind of just look directly to camera? Or
you definitely have more of an affinity for it than most. Yeah.
I kind of want to talk. I want to talk to your audience.
Do you go to Kent State, Kenyon College? Where'd you go?
I went to Kenyon College in Ohio, liberal arts, where they teach you how to learn, which is expensive.
Yeah.
It's fun. I went there on a scholarship, and the first day, like the orientation, the like head of the top dean or whatever I don't know, not the president, but like the top dean came out and was like, "Here, we will teach you how to learn." And I was like, I'm never getting a job.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I'm never working in my life.
He said that, and you said, "Oh, so I won't be working then."
I was like, I have to be a professional clown.
Yeah, got it.
Because it's like it's rich kid behavior. It's very like, because all those like rich kids, like they know that. And if you are a rich kid out there, like I love you, I respect you,
would do anything to be in with you. Yeah,
love you. These rich kids. It's they're there for fun, and then like after the degree, it's just connections.
Yeah.
So they don't, you don't really actually have to learn skills or anything.
You just have to learn how to learn.
You have to learn how to learn to network.
Yeah, you have to learn how to learn to call your friend's dad and say, "I need a job."
Yes.
That's what we're learning how to learn about. Here's my question for you. What was your experience of us at the Louvre? Because you started to mention that, and I thought that was going to be pretty intriguing. Were you going to drag me?
Well, no, I'm not going to drag you. The experience was, if I were to stand in front of a painting for maybe like a minute,
yeah,
you would maybe like a quarter of a second. It's kind of like like we were like in this like one gallery, and it was like all the like the Da Vinci's, like because like in the world there's like 4, this was very special. And if I can just with my fingers, it was kind of like if this is me and I'm just standing in front of it, if I can just go to Caleb, it was just kind of like
well, let me tell you something about the Louvre. Okay, it's fucking stressful in there.
It was.
There's all manner of white people who don't know how to behave. They're pushing me around. They're shoving me.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse-moi. And they're fucking, and I'm lucky if I get excuse-moi. They're pushing.
Yeah.
They're punching. They're all trying to get a fucking snapshot with their ugly-ass kid in front of the picture. It's horrible in there. The Louvre is not all it's cracked up to be. I went in there to be a cultured gay man who travels the world. And what I was bullied and harassed.
Yeah, and I don't make the people of color invisible. It was people of all origins pushing you.
100%.
Yeah, it was multicultural.
I'll talk shit on people of color.
Every nation.
But I will say my experience was that the white people were particularly bad.
Okay, that's true.
The thin Nordic white people.
Yes,
were particularly bad. If there's a group I hate, it's thin Nordic whites.
Is it like? Here's the thing. Well, no.
They were misbehaving.
I'm not gonna go there. I will not go there. Should I go there?
Go there.
Okay. Can we talk? Okay. Like the extremely wealthy people from like Dubai or something. Cut. No.
You're nervous to talk shit on the extremely wealthy?
Well, like I think I'm someone who tries to stay very like. If I'm gonna like talk shit, I'm like, okay, like I do. There's like a formula. There's like a formula of like punching up, of like, of like I never want to like kind of bring someone down who like is down or something.
Can I tell you, I famously don't believe in that rubric for comedy.
Okay.
Punching down, I don't. Punching up and punching down is not a rubric I believe in.
Have you already talked about this on the podcast?
I don't believe. Have we talked about that on here?
I would love to hear more. I
don't believe in punching up and punching down. When people try to impose that on me as a comedian, I go, I don't like that. And it's not that other people. It's certainly helped comics decide who they're going to talk about. For me, there are people with no power who deserve to be brought down.
Yeah.
Like, I think there are powerless people who deserve to be brought down.
For example,
if you are like an anti-vaxxer, anti-vaxxers don't have a ton of power in, like, we're doing vaccines. They're required for school. They're required for, like, a lot of different things. So anti-vaxxers really societally are pretty powerless. Now, in the punching up, punching down rubric, that would mean that they shouldn't be brought down because they're powerless. But they're fucking morons, and I think they deserve to be dragged to hell. Also, punching up is like, there's not always something super poignant or helpful about. I think people think like, oh, if you're ragging on like a rich and famous person, then you're doing something righteous. Not necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling swayed. Like I feel my body is rejecting it.
Yeah. You're allergic to being problematic.
My entire system is rejecting it. But I'm feeling swayed because like I'm thinking about like Twitter.
Yeah.
And how like there's comics who like want to get a slam dunk in. Like they don't really care about the group that they're protecting or like, you know, like, but they want to make fun of like the person who is like punch up, like a J.K. Rowling or like a whatever. They don't care about trans people. They want to get a good joke in.
Yeah.
And and I hate that shit.
I hate that, or a lot, because of punch up, punch down, what a lot of people have done is they've started to, the weaponization of identity works in many ways. A lot of people are weaponizing their identity for good, for bad.
And I use it every day.
I know you do, and I also No, I mean, I think there's a degree of it that we all can participate in, but specifically what you're talking about, where comics will be, for let's just say straight guy comics, for example, one of my favorite groups.
Oh, yes.
When they want to say something misogynistic, that now people are kind of catching on now, they'll say white women.
Or Karen, or like
Karen.
yes,
and they think it's okay because they're punching up at this group who we've started to understand. White women do have a lot of privilege and power in this society.
Yeah.
So if they want to get something misogynistic off, they couch it in being a criticism of like white women's privilege or misogynoir or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you're still just being misogynistic and you're couching it in using the word white.
100%.
Yeah, and it's annoying and insane to me.
We need to protect white people.
I've always
said that.
Thank you.
You're trans.
God damn it. Nori, I would love to be trans. Honestly, it would mean the world to me.
I mean, I see it. I mean, you're doing well. I think like as your current, like, you know, if you were a Pokemon like second stage, like at your second stage, I think you're doing amazing.
Yeah.
But if we could just get to that third stage, you have no idea.
Yeah.
What could happen for you?
Nori, I would love to be trans. It would mean the world to me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think one of the most embarrassing things about me, I find it humiliating that I deeply identify as a cis man. Yeah. I feel very much like a man, and it makes me sick.
Can I ask you, what does being a man feel like?
It's awesome. Nori, it's amazing.
Oh my God.
I would never recommend it to you, but for me, it's been just beautiful.
That's because I literally, when I think, you know what's funny? I don't really think about being trans ever. Like I don't like think about it or like reflect on it. I don't really reflect.
Yeah.
But I've never felt, I don't know what it feels like. Because even when I was like,
because you're a woman.
Yeah, like before transitioning, I never felt like, but one of my like earliest memories is, well, not earliest, but like the boys in my neighborhood would play baseball, and I would just like watch. I would participate, but I would hate it, so I'd kind of just like stand to the side, and I would just watch them and be like, "What's that? Like, what is that?" Like, I just didn't understand. But I guess women can play baseball.
So that's where it all gets really complicated, right? Is gender so complicated? But the way that you innately, you can't really place it, right? Like even right there where you're saying, I didn't relate to baseball, so I felt like I was a woman. Or if you're like, oh, I loved wearing dresses, I felt like a woman. Those things we know now because gender is so complicated, they don't necessarily mean that. But there's something innate in you that correctly knows you're a woman.
But like the boys were like, they were like high-fiving.
Yeah.
And they were like getting dirty and like really like liking getting dirty. And I was just like very like the high fives and I just like couldn't even
high-fiving made you trans?
It. Well, not wanting to high five.
Yeah.
You know, I think I kind of went a really far. I think I took things really far because I just don't want to high five.
Yeah. You went to the, you said, I don't want to high five, and you ran as far as you could.
Fuck.
And you landed as a woman in San Francisco.
Wait a second. I could have just not high five.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to my therapist after this.
This is like one of those those detransition videos from one of those psychopaths where they're like, I just didn't want to wear jeans and I went too far. It's like, I don't know. I think you're trans.
No, literally. And those videos are so funny to me because like I know exactly what you're talking about because like they always blame like there's this like imaginary like nurse they make up who's like feeding them hormones.
Yeah.
Which it's like still very hard to get. No matter where you live, it's like not easy to like get. But they're like this nurse like they create this like nurse that like is like just like giving them hormones.
Yeah. Like sneaking into their bedroom and injecting them.
Yes, it's like that never happened, babe. Like you really sought those out.
And also, wouldn't you have killed as someone who was trying to transition? Wouldn't you have killed for it to be that easy?
Right.
Some nurse to just be like, "Come here, baby girl, I got you."
Baby girl, it's me. I'm wearing a full nurse outfit. Like, I'm like, hey, yes, I work here. Shh.
Take your estrogen.
Yes. It's like the Joker in the Batman when he like puts on the nurse outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why so serious?
Why no estrogen?
Why? You walk away from the hospital, click a button, and blow up the cis unit.
Yeah.
Just.
I'd love to do that.
To blow up a cis unit at a hospital?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Cold open. Lead with that.
Lead with that. I want to blow up the cis unit at the hospital.
I love every hospital having a cis unit. Is the funniest thing in my.
Just put the cis people in there.
Put them in the cis unit.
Put them in the cis unit.
Yeah.
The SIS unit. They're serving.
They're all high-fiving.
Yeah. Your obsession with the high five is a new thing I'm loving.
I'm really like reflecting on that. Do you like to high five?
No. Not part of. No! Nori!
What?
She's good, folks.
Wow.
She's good.
Wow.
I don't know why I would choose to wear a gray shirt. I'm ultimately going to sweat through this on this episode.
I'm sweating.
It's humiliating.
Sweating. Oh, yeah, we're both fat. We should talk about that. Oh, no, just me. I'm fat.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm fat. Nori, what did you do? You spilled water
all over
everywhere. Completely all over yourself.
This is me. I want to be real. I want to be real for this podcast.
This is me now.
I spill things on myself all the time.
Hey, y'all, this is Chance, Caleb's heterosexual podcast producer. He's traveling in Europe right now and asked me to relay the following message, and these are his words. What's up, F-slurs? I have a show in London on July 26th. Get your British arses down to the Leicester, because I guess that's how it's pronounced, Square Theatre on that date. Mobilize on these tickets immediately. Thank you, Celebrities, Lesbians, Britons, and all cohorts of the So True universe.
How do you feel about being fat?
Ooh, complicated. I mean, I've worked really hard to like love and accept myself like radically. So like at any version of me, I'm trying to love, like no matter like who I am. Would I love to be skinny?
Would you?
Huh?
Would you love to be skinny?
No.
I don't think I believe in radical self-love, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. What are you talking about?
I think it's bad.
What do you mean?
Well, a lot of people
like loving yourself is bad?
Yeah, I mean radical loving yourself however you are. A lot of people need to change.
Oh.
Not you. I think you're great. But don't you think
Well, yeah, there's some people in my life who they could change.
I think if everyone walks around going, I'm going to love myself exactly who I am, I go, I don't know about it.
Well, you know this about me. I dropped out of therapy school. I was going to be a therapist.
Yes.
And so the way I feel about it is that can lead to change. Like loving yourself as you are can help you change the things you want to change.
That's interesting.
It's kind of a paradox a little bit.
Okay, that's really interesting. So you're saying if someone's a narcissist, that learning to love themselves as a narcissist might help them be less narcissistic.
Narcissists are its own
special case. Yeah.
It's its own thing. Because like narcissists, like, it's crazy because, like, well, some therapists say that, like, therapy cannot help narcissists. It only enables them.
Yeah.
So, like, I think, which I don't know if I believe that either. I think I feel like anyone can change. I want to believe that.
You think anyone can do good in therapy?
Even narcissists. I think a narcissist could, like, well, then they'd want to like have to change.
Yeah.
And I don't see that. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think. I'm not sure about therapy. I definitely see. See some of my friends needing it, but
but not you.
Well, for me, I've been to therapy a couple times, and the overwhelming feeling for me, a few times.
Okay.
Every time I went to therapy, my feeling was like, "Who are you? And what are you talking about?" Like they would say things, or they'd say things so obvious.
Have you ever been with a gay man? Therapist?
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, therapy.
Have you ever laid with a man?
Have you ever laid with a man? No.
No, okay.
Well, I don't respect gay men, so it would be tough to hear from them.
I see that.
Maybe if I had like a trans woman therapist.
Really? Wow. Okay, I know one.
Do you?
But she was bad.
Oh.
She was so bad. She ate cereal.
What if she...
On Zoom. She was eating cereal, and she also was one of those like cat ear trans girls.
No.
And swear to God.
No.
And when I was talking to her about like some sort of trauma or something. I can't remember which one, but like some trauma I was talking about. And she was like, imagine you're like a video game character. And I was like, no. I was like, shut it down. Shut it down.
X out.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Like,
leave meeting.
Right? It was just giving too much like, cat girl.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Under the screen, she's got a tail on.
Oh, she's got it in. Like in. Yeah, if you know what I mean.
Will you tell the story for the listeners about the therapist you had to break up with because of the crunch?
God, what about me and like therapist eating? But like, I had a different therapist. This was a cis woman, and she did not like her very much. She wasn't that great, but she kept like. We never really like connected, so I wasn't being very vulnerable in therapy. And she was like, "You have to be vulnerable." One day she was like, "You have to be vulnerable, Nori. Like, Nori, like be vulnerable." And like it was essentially like bullying.
Yeah.
And like, I took the bait, and I was like, okay, like maybe she's right. I need to be vulnerable. And so I shared with her a very intimate detail about my life, very intimate, and the fact that I've been. And the exact moment I shared that, she bit into a cookie. And it was a Milano. Okay? And it made such a loud sound because I think it was stale.
Yeah.
And so the crunch that it made when I said that I was it was life changing.
And you fired her pretty soon, right?
That was it. That was literally after that session. I texted her and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I didn't say why. I didn't say the cookie or anything. I said something about my schedule. I was like, my schedule's crazy or like something. I know. And she could never. I don't know if I've ever told you that she like couldn't figure out Zoom. So if you're me and I'm her, this is her. She's looking like kind of like 13 inches to the left. And I'm like, hey, hi, like I'm here. And she's like, what? And like just like looking off. Crazy.
That is absolutely crazy.
Absolutely insane. Yeah. But you should go to therapy.
Yeah, you're really endorsing therapy right now.
Well, like, what do you don't like that so you never connected with someone?
Yeah, the couple of times I've been to therapy, I've just felt like I can probably handle this on my own. And I have. I'm like doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean maybe there's room for enrichment, I guess, but I'm like things are pretty good.
What about like life coach?
Life coach, my mom sees a life coach, and I have found that person to be a hack. But I also have found my mom to be open to some things that I've been saying to her for years. That's the other problem is I go, these people just come in and say what I've already been saying to me or to anyone else. They come in and they go, have you thought about prioritizing yourself? And then I go, no fucking way. Are you kidding? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's the easiest route. Duh.
Yeah.
So they just say the simple thing.
I did. Listen, everything you say, I believe. Because I had one therapist who like anything I would tell him, he'd be like, have you gone for a walk? Yeah. It was always about the walk.
That's another thing.
Always.
With friends too. With your friends, when you tell them about your mental health and they go, make your bed.
Make your bed.
And I go, you aren't dealing with the shit I'm dealing with.
Literally.
If making your bed is making a dent, you are not in the bracket that I'm in. We're on different kind of things of it.
Yeah. I don't want to go for a walk. I don't want to make my bed. Those like little simple things sometimes don't fix.
Do you know
the reality?
You're not going to like this.
What?
To me, it's very specific to make your bed, but I'll tell you, going on a walk and drinking water does fix me. It really does. And so I rag on this, but at the same time, I know if I go on that walk, for me, it is going to make a difference. And I hate that.
I believe I was just in Japan for 2 weeks, which I talk about. All I do is talk about Japan.
Oh, totally.
I'm kind of obsessed.
Yeah.
I feel like those like white boys that go there when
a white guy who loves Japan is such an archetype.
It's a
white guy who loves Japan. I would love to study them, like Jane Goodall with the apes.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm giving these days because I'm just like obsessed.
Yeah.
But like I was walking at least 6 miles a day or more. Just like eating fish, like just like there was like this gorgeous like humid weather. I was so happy and beautiful, and I think a big part of it was the walking because it's just like it just helps you, just like get out stuff.
My problem with walking is that it's boring. Walking around my neighborhood, I go, this is boring. I've seen that fucking building. I know that fucking guy.
Yeah.
I love to walk. When I'm in Europe, I'll walk for 16 hours a day. I don't care.
That's what it is. You have to fly on a plane.
Yeah, to walk.
And then walking is good.
Or I'll walk around a city when I'm on tour and I'm in a city I've never been in before. I'll walk around a city that I've never been. But my neighborhood, I'm like, ugh, I have to work so hard to get it up for that walk.
I mean, This walk is not making me hard right
I'm
now.
saying, if I want to get horny for that walk, I have to really try for it.
Yeah, no. But to me, that's what inherently is wrong with LA, though. I mean, LA is so anti-walk because it's just the worst place to walk.
Why? How? What do you mean?
I think there's no I think in New York, if you're walking around, you're seeing things, you're seeing people, things are interesting. If I walk around Highland Park, what am I saying, a mullet?
Yeah.
I want to move to Tokyo.
I think you should.
That's where I want to go.
When's your lease up in LA?
It's been
Are you month to month?
Oh yeah.
I think leave next month. I'm serious.
That's how I feel.
No, I'm 100% serious.
Yeah.
I know you've got the savings to do it for a little while.
I'm trans rich.
Get over there.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah. I loved it. It I don't know. I can't explain. It was incredible.
I am not kidding. I think you should go. I think you should put your stuff in storage or have someone sublease your apartment. I think you should get a one-way ticket to Tokyo. I think maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months, if it's still going well. I think you just stay. I think you go over there, and I think you make a little itinerary for yourself of what you're trying to experience while you're there. Make maybe some books that you want to read. I think you go, have that experience. You'll only be a better person for it. You'll be a better stand-up. You'll be a better writer. You're already great at those things. You'll be even better. You'll be more realized. You'll have more fun. And then you'll come back. And if you choose to come back, you'll be like, oh, I'm so grateful I did that. I think go. What's stopping you?
Wow. I love this podcast. It's I feel like you're really fixing my life.
Go.
The last time I was there, I just said I was there for 2 weeks. I performed at a comedy club. They have this really funny comedy club there. And there was one Japanese guy in the audience that everyone was kind of talking to. It's mostly foreigners who go to this, but there's one Japanese guy.
All these major cities overseas have one comedy club that's laughs from Montana. The Americans do stand up.
Yes.
And it's like that, yeah.
And it's the weirdest people we've ever met because they moved to Japan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And there was this one Japanese guy, and I was just having fun with him because I was like, are there trans people here? And he was like, yes. And I was like, do you like trans people? And he was like, I'm gay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Not a given, my friend.
It was just it was so cute. He was like, oh, I'm gay.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but do you like trans people? And he was like, oh, of course, I'm gay.
What's this accent that you're giving?
Is this bad? Is this
no, I'm curious.
offensive?
Is it supposed to be, what accent are you going for?
I'm gay.
Okay.
That's kind of exactly what he sounded like.
So you're doing
I'm kind of spot on here.
You're doing ESL Tokyo.
No, this is what he sounded like.
Right.
I'm not even doing it. It's I'm gay.
And so what?
I'm gay. I'm gay.
And what accent is that?
Kind of gay guy in Tokyo. That's kind of the accent.
Was he from Tokyo?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I thought this was someone who had moved there.
No, I'm telling this
and
story
I thought
so
you were doing an
bad.
offensive impression of him doing an offensive accent.
No. The audience was all foreigners except this one guy who is Japanese.
Okay,
who
now I'm
lives
locked
in Tokyo.
Now I'm locked in.
I'm telling the story so bad.
No, you're doing
I'm
great.
so sorry. And literally, I wanted to know about the trans experience in Japan, so I was just grilling him, and I just thought it was so funny that I was like, do people like trans people here? And he was like, I'm gay. That was his response. Yeah.
How is it being trans in Japan? Did you learn anything about that?
He said that trans people are kind of celebrities there, and they're kind of clowns. Okay. And I was like, hello. Give me 2 months. I'm gonna have a makeup campaign.
You're a famous clown in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a gay. And I'm kind of just and it's like that.
Yeah, a big photo shoot. You're on billboards.
And it's just, I'm gay. It says, I'm gay.
Yeah.
That's the line. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's your big famous clown line.
Yeah.
I'm dead. Well, this brings me to a great question that I ask people on this show a lot. What do you want, Nori?
What do I want?
Yeah, what do you want? Here's
Oh
the
my
truth about
God.
you. Here's the truth about you. You grew up in Kentucky.
Yeah.
You went to Kenyon College. You studied art.
Yeah.
Then you moved to San Francisco. You studied therapy for a little bit.
Yeah.
You were in the art scene there. You were doing stand-up. You moved up to LA to do stand-up. You're a very successful TV writer. You've written on multiple TV shows.
Emmy nominated, if you could.
Emmy nominated, if you could, if you don't mind. You're a very successful stand-up. People love you.
Yeah.
Everything's going well.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Oh, there's a lot that I want. A lot.
We've got time.
I feel like I've focused so much on career and I want to there's so many things in my actual life that need attention, like dating.
Speak on it, sister.
It's like rough. Like I hate dating.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, obviously, like, trans women, it's like, it's difficult.
It's difficult. Trans women pull some hot guys, though.
No, of course. I mean, and listen, in my day, I was in San Francisco, honey.
You were pulling those tech bros.
Pulling.
There was a there was a micro fleece zip up vest on your floor every night, I bet.
And they love the girls.
I know they love the girls.
Those fucking nerds.
If he knows how to code, he loves a doll.
Oh, you get it.
Absolutely. I know.
It's like coding by day, something at night.
Chasing by night.
Chasing by night.
Yeah.
See, you got it better than I do.
Nori, the campaign has to end. But what do you want? So dating is hard, but what do you want? What are you looking for? I mean,
I would love like someone who's like kind, and that's a thing. You know what's so funny? One of my friends is a very like famous trans person, like very celebrated. She hasn't gone on a date for 2 years.
a lot of trans women
She's hot.
Yeah, a lot of gorgeous,
She's
successful
sexy.
trans women are telling me this.
She's
They're not
successful, and she's not dating. And we both of us have medical trauma, like from transitioning.
Totally.
Like it's something that's real, and it's something that we don't talk about because we don't want to give ammunition to people who are anti-trans to talk about people not having access to like surgeries and medication and things that like are trans affirming. So like it's something that's not really discussed because we don't want to like give that fuel.
Yeah.
But yeah, like transitioning is hard, and I think it does give a lot of traumas. And not because being trans is inherently traumatic, because of the world we live in, which is so violent towards trans people. It does something to you mentally. Like I feel like I know a lot of trans people who are so incredible who have a hard time dating because it is so hard, and people are so like. There was a survey recently that was like the vast majority of people would not date a trans person. Did you see that? It was like really, and it was just like stuff like that where it's like it's in your head where you're just like, ugh, like it's really hard or whatever. So it is.
I think the proof that we have that transitioning itself is not this traumatic, horrible, crazy thing. We have proof that transitioning itself, the act, is like actually a very euphoric and beautiful experience. And the reason we know that is because in communities, like I have friends that have done their entire transition within the loving embrace of like the LA queer community or the Brooklyn queer community. And in those worlds where you only know other queer people and you're fully supported in your transition, I have friends who had their transition paid for in New York by different like groups that they were a part of. When your transition is safe and affordable and you're accepted, it's only ever been a beautiful euphoric thing for my friends who have done that. So that's how we know that the world, the societal like impositions onto trans people is actually the issue. Because in like focus groups where it is just loved and supported, it's not hard or horrible.
Yeah, like I 100% agree. And I feel like something that just is not talked about is like every day those headlines, those like anti-trans headlines, those laws that are being passed. When I as a trans person am just getting this feed of anti-trans hate, it does something to you mentally. Yeah. It is a slow and constant demoralization and kind of like trauma, like 100%. And I don't think that's really discussed. Like we're always talking about like a specific act of violence or like if someone's attacked in the street or something that's like very explicit. Yeah. But we're not talking about just the constant unending headlines. It's just like over and over and over again. And if you're chronically online, which I am, then it's just like, it's too much, which I need to get off online. I need to like stop being online so much.
Everybody does.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah. It's an acid drip. It just drips and drips and drips and corrodes over time. And I also think one thing I would say to straight people who are queer allies, even if you know it personally in your private life that you love queer people and you love gay people and you love trans people, got to start saying it more, because things are getting real fascistic real quick. And I think it's the same problem I have with people that won't come out of the closet. Is I'm like, you are playing it safe because you get to. Those of us who are out publicly, those of us who are talking about it, it is getting unsafe for us again. Yeah. And it always will. I mean, that's just, I hope not always, but it always has. Like, queer people are always the first group that everyone goes, you guys are the problem. And it makes no sense. We bother nobody. We're fabulous. All we do is make incredible art and have fun. But I think allies need to, like, speak up more because people have gotten into a comfort, especially in New York and LA, a comfort of just being like, well, of course I have gay people. Nobody cares. And it's like, people do care.
I think the issue is that, like, allies or whatever that means or whoever they are, they're, like, exhausted. I feel like the world right now is so fucked up in like so many ways that like queer people, trans people get pushed down like so far in that process, where it's like maybe like 4 years ago when like the economy was better, like whatever, like there wasn't like wars happening all over the whatever, like people had the capacity and space to like fight for trans people. And that really sucks as a trans person to feel so immediately discarded. Where it's like the moment things get tough in the world, it's like, well, let's, focus on something else. Yeah. Which like, God, I feel like I'm misspeaking here because everything is intersectional and like it's all connected. Like oppression everywhere is connected. Like every fight is connected. I guess what I'm trying to express is just like, to feel so disposable is like a really shitty feeling, I guess.
It's like in budgeting, the first things to go when the budget gets tight are luxury items.
Our industry. That's what's happening with our industry. The moment like there's like a budget cut or anything, they're going to be cutting the queer shows, the POC shows. They don't
have any to cut. Yeah. They don't have any to cut. They don't make any queer shit.
Exactly.
There is. Yeah. I think people would be shocked to know they think that being queer in Hollywood is this big glamorous thing. They don't want us in stuff. Yeah. They don't. Their queer characters they are not interested. They don't like queer stories. They actively shoot down queer storylines in writers' rooms. They actively don't buy queer pitches. If they do buy the queer pitches, it's the young execs who do it, and the older execs shoot it down before it gets made. There is not a lot of support for queer people in Hollywood. It is actively still very tough to be out, and that's why there's so many fucking closet cases in this town. So many of your favorite straight heartthrob actors are gay. They are gay, and they're not saying it because they want to continue to work. And it's not just something we say to be scandalous. I am telling you, I know so many closeted people in Hollywood because they want to continue to work. And they know what we know from experience, which is that if you're out as trans or gay, it will affect your roles. Yeah. It will affect your work, period. Because you start to be seen as like a fringe, like a niche element. Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait for like what if like an actress like that we know and love is like, I'm trans. Ooh. Who would it be and why?
What, you're saying an actress coming out as a trans man?
As a trans woman.
Okay, I got you.
She was stealth.
She was stealth with
Amy Adams.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying she's already transitioned and we just we didn't know. Yeah. I would love for Amy Adams to be trans.
I think it's Amy Adams.
I wish.
I think she's a trans woman.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the light in your eyes when you go on a trans campaign for somebody. Yeah. When you try to convince someone they're trans, you just light up in a way I've never seen you before.
It just gives me a lot of joy. Yeah. And I just feel like, because her new movie is, what's it called? Bitch Dog.
Does she have a movie called Bitch Dog?
Yeah, she's coming out with a new movie. I think it's called Bitch Dog. I'm pretty sure.
I love that. I didn't know this.
Or like Bitch Girl.
Night Bitch.
Thank you so much.
Bitch Dog. Bitch Dog.
Not Bitch Dog.
I think she's coming out with a new movie. It's called I'm Extremely Trans, the Amy Adams story.
Yeah. But she like in this movie, she thinks she's like turning into a dog. Oh. So...
And that made you think that maybe she's trans?
Allegory.
Come on, allegorical
like
queen.
Matrix. The Matrix was a trans story.
I know it. Lily
you
Wachowski is a dear friend.
Yeah. Wait, I want to, for what I want, it is a partner, and I just want to, I want to just be empowered in it. So can I just have a second?
Please.
Hi. You should date me. I'm really smart and funny and kind and really looking for someone special. So if it's you, just like reach out.
Y'all should date my friend.
Yeah.
Date her.
Thank you.
Date her.
Yeah.
She's genius. She's hot.
Reach out.
She's rich.
Yeah.
She's fun.
Yeah.
She's successful. Mm-hmm. She's connected. She has everything you could want.
I'm good at sex.
She's good at sex. Yeah. She's a perfect partner. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She couldn't be better.
I do have lockjaw. So... like oral sex is like, oral sex is kind of hard for me, but any of the other stuff I can do.
Date her, y'all. Sex can be so many things.
Yep.
Her jaw is locked up.
Ow.
She's got tetanus.
Ow.
She stepped on a rusty nail.
There was one guy who I was hooking up with, and I was giving him head or whatever. Is this kind of podcast?
For sure.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And my jaw started clicking. Like, it was so loud, like a loud clicking when you have lockjaw. And he was like, what is that? And I was like, sorry, like my jaw just like hurts. And he got harder.
Yeah.
And I
literally knew that's what was gonna happen.
started realizing, the more I was like, ow, he was like so turned on. So I was literally just like, ow. And he was like, he loved it.
It's always interesting in
you're big.
Yeah, literally. It's always interesting in sex figuring out the thing that will make someone harder.
Right.
Like someone's kind of hard and you're trying to get it going for them.
Yeah.
And then you make a noise or you do a thing and you go, "Oh, that's your thing."
And the reveal is always sometimes it's like frightening.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, he wants me to hurt?
Yeah.
But
for sure.
He was hot.
Sex is scary. Hot guys can get away with a lot. I think of my job in the bedroom as kind of like a mechanic.
Oh.
Like I just run through a checklist of diagnosing. I'll stick a finger in the butthole or I'll, like
an oil change.
Yeah, I'll make a certain noise and I'll go, that didn't fix it. That didn't turn the light on. That didn't turn the light on.
Check the brakes.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do a little slap or something.
A little nipple.
Do a little nipple. That
twist.
works on a lot of gay guys. Yeah, gay guys like nipple stuff.
Love nipples.
They do.
They really do. Is it like never mind.
I have to redirect. I will say when a guy gets too interested in the nipples, I go, oop, boop, boop, boop. Let's just keep it moving.
Yeah.
That's always something interesting during sex too. When you're having sex with someone new and they start doing something, they're doing something way too much, and you're going, oh, you want me to do that to you? Just stop.
Yes.
You're like, you can actually stop with the nipple stuff. I'll just focus on your nipples. No worries.
That's so true. Like they're communicating what they want. I've
That's
never thought about
so
that.
true.
I've never thought.
Oh. I love when it happens. No, it is. They're communicating. I think maybe even sometimes because they're trying to please you, they're trying to pleasure you, and so sometimes subconsciously they'll be like really going out the ear, and you'll be like, "Oh, you want me to do something to your ear? Okay." I have a lot of weird sex. Ear stuff is not weird. I think it's fun.
No, the ear stuff is normal.
Yeah, bite on the ear. Why not? I say have a good time.
This isn't weird or anything, but I hooked up with this one guy, and I'm a big girl. Like I'm okay with it. Thank you. And he was this like little guy, and he was just flipping, and he looked like Jeremy, like from the Bear.
Yeah, he was flipping.
He was flipping me and tossing, and it was just this buff little guy, and he was just flipping and tossing.
Yeah,
and like a pizza.
I was gonna say like a pizza maker. Mamma mia,
like a calzone. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. I love that.
I know. I love I do. I don't know if this is cliche or dumb, but I do love a short king. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
They've had an incredible PR campaign the last couple of years. Yeah.
Oh my God. And now that like their representation, that like weird looking Irish guy.
Yeah. Barry Keoghan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he's like the new face of it.
Yeah.
It's a big,
it's
Jabuki.
Jabuki really short king.
Oh my God. He opened those doors.
Yes. And it makes sense that he was the guy to bring short guys into the next century. He's gorgeous. He's very funny.
Yeah.
Jabuki's a great representation for the short community.
What's he been up to?
Jabuki?
Yeah.
I believe at this current moment he's filming a movie. I don't know if I should say where, but I think he's filming a movie right now.
Yeah.
Jabuki's doing great. He was in I say this like we're very good friends. I know Jabuki. I love Jabuki, but we're not like super close friends. He would love to be Jabuki if you're listening. No, he was so great in Come On, the latest Mike Mills movie.
Oh, I need to see it.
Did you see that?
No.
Joaquin Phoenix, black and white.
Oh.
I love Mike Mills. Mike Mills, if you're listening, I love Mike Mills. Beginners, 20th Century Women. Come on. I'm sure you do too. I get invited to all those premieres.
Yeah.
Your manager's always sending an email like, they'd love for you to come. I get invited to all those things, and I never go because they're not my thing. Yeah. I think I've gone to 3. 2 were friends, and the only non-friend premiere I've gone to that isn't a project I was involved in is Mike Mills. Come on.
Yeah.
I love Mike Mills.
I'm going to Tokyo.
Dude.
Like tomorrow.
Nori, I really want you to move to Tokyo. I'm dead ass serious.
Yeah, I'm getting out of this town.
I think you should move to Tokyo.
I'm moving.
I love LA. But I would love to see you in Tokyo for a little bit.
Something I didn't anticipate is that just being surrounded by Asian people, I felt so safe.
Are you Asian? kidding.
My dad is white. And I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do.
Sorry, I'm going to fucking cry because
I can't do anything about that.
I hate that you had to go through that.
Thank you.
As somebody of white experience,
Thank you.
I know how bad it can be.
Thank you. But my mom is full on Asian. Like full.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
So
when my dad died, I cheered because I said that's one less white man.
yeah.
That's how progressive I am.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I like talk about ally.
I said, get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
I said, take him away, Satan.
And that's kind of how it works, right? It's like if one white person dies and you say that, like a person of color kind of comes into the world.
Yeah. A diverse story gets elevated.
It's kind of like a spiritual experience.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, my white dad is died too.
Yeah.
So
how did that feel for you?
Ooh, I'm cis.
I think you should go to Tokyo. I think it would be really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
I really, really do.
Yeah.
I have a segment for you.
Yeah.
I want to do something with you. This is a true-false segment.
Okay.
Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to read you 15 statements.
Okay.
They have an objective true or false answer.
Okay.
And you're going to tell me as quickly as you can after each one, as quickly as you can, if you think they're true or false. And if you get 10 or more correct, we're going to give you $50.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
This is Tokyo money,
okay,
baby.
Okay. Okay. All right.
The University of Kentucky's mascot is the Wildcat.
True.
True. AB negative is the rarest blood type.
False.
True. We have never found dinosaur fossils in Antarctica.
False.
False. We have. Women first competed in the Olympics in 1964.
True.
False. 1900. William Henry Harrison was only president for 31 days.
True.
True. Kirsten Dunst was in the National Guard.
True.
False. Kenyon College was established in 1824.
True.
True. It takes sunlight 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel from the sun to the earth.
True.
True. Kiki Palmer was born in Russia.
False.
False. Illinois. I Love Lucy never won an Emmy.
True.
False. They won 5. Nintendo was founded in 1889.
False.
True. Lady Gaga owns a $50,000 Ghost Radar.
True.
True. Caramel never expires.
True.
False. It is not against the law to escape from prison in Austria.
False.
True. Owls are mammals.
False.
False. They're birds. How'd you do? 8. Oh.
So, how many did I have to get?
You needed to get 10 or more.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
That was like hard.
Yeah.
That was not easy.
Yeah. I hate that we had to do it to you. It really hurt.
You know, and it's a rough time in the industry right now. So
Yeah.
I could have really,
But it
I
doesn't matter.
really
You're
could
going to
have used
Tokyo.
that $50.
You're going to Tokyo.
Yeah, and the yen is pretty bad right now, and that $50 in Japan right now is like $500.
Is it?
No, it'd
Okay.
be, but it would be like 100.
Really?
For real? Yeah.
Damn. I don't understand how currency exchange works, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean the U.S. like fucks over like everyone, and that's why that happens.
You were almost a therapist, which we
Yeah.
talked about briefly.
Yeah.
And we have, if you want to throw your headphones on, we have voicemails from listeners where they
good. Okay.
ask for advice, and I think you would be a perfect person to give our listeners some advice.
Absolutely.
Just put this on and see what we got here. So we asked them, what's something you want to know the truth about?
Okay.
Hi, Caleb. Before I ask my question, I just wanted to say, unironically, I think you are incredibly kind and just a very genuine person, and I just really appreciate
Fold them.
you and your podcast and how much joy it brings to me. Okay, anyway, something I want to know the truth about is, am I gay? I know you say your listeners are, quote, homosexual and mentally ill, and although I am deeply mentally ill, I don't know if I'm gay or not. Up for debate. Let me know. Bye.
Have you ever heard a sweeter energy on a person, by the way?
Well, I mean, and
Let me know. Bye.
that does give me my first clue.
Yeah.
If I can be honest, someone that's sweet, not gay.
Whoa.
Yeah. What?
Oh, I just thought you were going to go, I thought you were going to go gay because it's one of your biggest things.
I don't think gay people are like sweet.
There are some sweet gay people. I'm
Who?
sweet.
Oh, well,
Right?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You don't think I'm sweet?
No, you are sweet. But I think there's a complexity to that sweetness that is multi-layered and complex. Whereas this person is sweet in a way that feels to me a one layer of straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I agree with you, ultimately. I do not think that you're gay, caller. I think the reason I don't think you're gay, there's a misconception going around about gay these days.
Oh.
There's a misconception going around about gay these days. I wanna clear something up for a lot of people. Gay is a sexuality. It's not a vibe. It's not an outfit. It's not a neighborhood. It's not a taste in music.
Yeah.
It affects all of those things, but gay is a sexuality.
And this does kind of apply to non-binary as well.
I think opposite. Non-binary is exclusively a vibe. Non-binary is a feeling. Non-binary is a neighborhood, an outfit, and a taste in music. I think gay is a sexuality. Baby, if you eat... You're gay.
Do you watch Sex and the City?
Of course.
There's a gorgeous episode where Charlotte goes to that gay party. She's like, honey, if you're not eating, you're not gay.
Yeah, and I loved her.
I loved her.
I got my feelings really hurt by myself last night.
What? Why?
I was watching Sex and the City with my friend, and I decided to post on my Instagram story and say, what Sex and the City girl do you guys think I am? To my followers.
Oh, can I try before you... Can I try?
I'm like really honestly scared to let you try because it didn't go well on there. Yeah, you can try, but I'm just going to be upset if you say there's two names I don't want to hear.
Well, for me, you are complex, so I'm getting some taste of everything, but I'm going to say Charlotte. What?
Like,
what? You believe in love. You're like you love. You're very like love driven.
I'm gonna fucking throw up.
You have an ideal about like love and people and.
I'm not Charlotte. Like,
what did they say?
People said all kinds of fucking things on there.
Oh.
I put up originally it was a poll. I'm gonna fucking cry, dude.
You don't want to be Carrie?
Yes, I do.
No! Who wants to be Carrie?
I want to be Carrie.
Oh my! She's like a fucking sociopath.
Yeah, she's the fucking lead.
Yeah, but
she's the
main. Oh my god, she's not good to her friends.
Right.
She's terrible to her friends. She thinks she's funny.
Right.
She thinks she's like punny and smart.
Check. I put up a poll that said, who do you guys think I am? Carrie, Samantha, Miranda, Charlotte. What happened was so dastardly. Samantha out of the gates, hundreds of votes. I have a lot of followers. Hundreds of votes.
I don't see that. That's wrong.
Hundreds of votes.
That's wrong.
Carrie in second place, which I should have been a Carrie. I'm fucking clearly a Carrie. Then a close friend votes Miranda. That uptight bitch. Yeah. I hate Miranda.
No, you're not Miranda.
She was so mean to Steve.
I know that ass.
She was
that
so
gorgeous ass.
She was so mean to Steve when he was so nice to her and fun. And then she couldn't handle that he was like poor. I mean, I guess he couldn't handle it ultimately because of this tuxedo for the party. But
Miranda.
I loved him. So a close friend says that I'm Miranda. Why don't you just stab me in the fucking chest?
That's crazy.
Then people start saying I'm Charlotte, like I'm some kind of idiot virgin.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's not nice to be called Charlotte. Like I wear a cardigan and like fear the Lord. I don't like that.
I think you're romantic.
Okay, I'm romantic, but I'm more of a slut and I'm more of a main character. People said, "Oh, I think you're Samantha because you've identified publicly as a whore." I've also identified publicly as a writer. Make me Carrie. And then so I started getting insecure. And so then I'm like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. So then I posted another slide that said, why do you guys vote the way that you did? And then I gave where you can write things in. And then people were writing in just some of the biggest drags I've ever seen in my life. People were writing in, oh, you're fucking boring, but it's like in a cute way. So you're Charlotte. Oh, you're a business lesbian. So you're Miranda. So that's all hurtful. No one's saying you're a charming number one on the call sheet like Carrie.
And so no one was telling you that they didn't vote Carrie as a compliment.
People were saying that, but I'm not buying it. Like people were definitely saying Carrie's a bitch, Carrie's selfish, Carrie's a sociopath. She's not a good friend. Samantha's the best friend. Samantha sleeps around or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but the damage has been done. And then I deleted all of it. I deleted the poll. I couldn't take any more of that. And then I deleted what people were saying into me. But the close friend who voted Miranda, I'm going to be reevaluating my circle. I'm going to be looking at my circle a lot.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Stanley.
Stanford?
Yeah.
Well, he's a loser.
He's gay.
Right. But yeah, it just all was too much for me, and it just hurt, dude. It just really fucking hurt.
Stanley.
What girl's character do you think you are?
Oh, Hannah.
Yeah.
Obvious. Mentally ill.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Smart,
Yeah.
but deeply mentally ill.
Yeah.
Like broken.
Yeah. Layered.
Like thinks that I'm self-aware, but like no.
Yeah.
Not really.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Fat.
No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah. No worries.
It's so funny, like looking back on her body. Sorry, Lena Dunham's a real person. I don't want to be weird and whatever, but it's crazy to me that like when Girls was like on TV, like you know what I'm saying, like in the Girls era, when we were like, oh my God, she's so fat. That's great.
They're like, she's a behemoth hog, and she's leading a show. She was like a normal sized girl,
like narrow, like basically thin,
and she was literally beautiful
and gorgeous.
I mean, still beautiful, but
yes,
she's a beautiful young woman who wrote a very smart show about her life, and people were like,
blows my mind.
It's powerful because she's disgusting and ugly.
Like when she takes her clothes off, they're like, nothing has happened that has ever happened. Like this is the biggest thing that's ever happened.
She's got like a beautiful
body. She's naked.
Body.
It's like, what is happening?
Yeah, she looked great. I've never understood that. Yeah, I'm obviously Hannah as well. I have a lot of Marnies in my life that think they're Shoshanas.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think the most crazy thing to experience in the wild is the disconnect. A Marnie who thinks she's a Shoshana, you can kind of get along with. A Shoshana who thinks she's a Jessa, baby, get help.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
A Shoshana who thinks she's a Jessa is like, you don't have Jessa. There's not an ounce of Jessa in you, baby.
And if I can just try to translate what you're saying, it's kind of like a boring person who thinks that they're interesting.
Yeah, like a boring virgin loser.
Yeah.
Who thinks that they're like the edgy, tell it like it is traveler.
Yeah.
That's not you, honey.
Yeah.
It's what Chris Fleming describes as vibe dysphoria.
I love vibe dysphoria.
It's a great bit.
And I feel like the first sign of a Marnie is she will never think of herself as a Marnie. Like that is clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. A Marnie will never say I'm a Marnie. That doesn't happen.
They can't. No, they're not capable.
They can't do that.
They can't go there.
Yeah.
All they can do is start a folk duo.
Yeah.
That's all they're capable of.
Has there been a good show since Girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I bet there has.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm writing a couple of them.
Yeah, but
I'm writing the good shows.
And I'm very excited for them, but until they come out, I don't think there's been
we wait
any.
Nori Reed, what's so true to you?
God, I thought about this. I mean,
good. You're already a step ahead of most of our guests.
Like when your producer reached out and was like, yeah, like some examples are like these chicken wings are better than these chicken wings, and I'm like, my brain can't think that like easy. Like I have no chill. Like I can't even. I wish I was normal enough to like think that way. Like my ideas are like weird and crazy. Yeah. If I can just preface with that.
Yeah, you're like the blue period in this painter's oeuvre. Yeah, you can only go there.
Yeah, or even like darker, or like I can't even like be that chill.
You're like what's so true to me is this it is goated.
Wait, that was one of my ideas. Was like like maybe it isn't that bad.
Well, we probably
okay. So anyways, yeah, but I think for me, what's so true is that I think right now the far right is carrying the camp torch. Yeah. That is what's so true to me right now.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Well, on Twitter yesterday, there was this like video that this like politician released, this woman, far right, and she was like running in this like bulletproof vest, and she's like, direct to camera, she's like, don't be weak and gay.
Hear her out. By the way, I saw that video. She's running for Missouri Secretary of State.
Oh,
I believe, or Treasury or something. She's a Missouri. She's running for office in Missouri.
I like don't even want to say her name because I don't want to even like promote her in any way.
Yeah, some of the stupidest people in the world run for office in Missouri.
Yes.
Yeah, just fucking morons. Like the number of times over the last 10, 15 years that a national headline about the dumbest right-wing person you've ever heard of has been someone from Missouri is completely humiliating.
So when will you be running?
Probably someday.
I see it.
Yeah, I imagine I'll run for office someday. I don't know what else I'll do with I don't want to. I don't think I should. I don't think someone who loves attention as much as me should be a public servant. But I do think I think there's going to come a point where I don't know what else to do with my dismay about the world.
I hope that you have the same track as George Santos.
Okay.
Just the exact same kind of direction.
All right.
I see it.
Yeah, okay. I think if I were ever going to run for office, I genuinely, jokes aside, I obviously never will, but I think if I ever were, I would run on an extremely aggressive, like, working class message. I wouldn't even fuck with. I'm not going to get into debates about any of the social issues. I'm not going to get into debates about abortion or trans rights. Everyone just, you know where I stand on that. I'm really like, it would be about rent control, and it would be about higher wages, and that would be it.
Yeah.
Money, just money, jobs, money, rent control, how people can pay their bills. That's all.
Yeah, I feel like the best like intersectional kind of like movements are always about working class.
Yeah, it's the poor people's movement.
Because that is what connects like all the marginalized folks.
And it's what's happening in the tenant union in Kansas City. There are Trump supporters in the tenant union, and they are actively the tenants union in Kansas City goes into trailer parks and other areas that have, you know, Trump flags, or areas that might be hostile, and not always, but they go into places where people disagree with them, and they say, all we want to talk to you about is your rent and these developers that want to buy up your land and push you out. And I mean, there was literally a trailer park in Kansas City area that they wanted to, the county wanted to steal the land and turn it into a jail. And so you go and organize those people, and then by the act of them getting organized for their own benefit and not trying to win them over on critical race theory or trans rights or universal health care, just by talking to them about their home and their rent and their ability to pay the bills, they end up hanging out around other poor black folks and trans people and college students who are talking about. And so it ends up being this thing where it's like, we're not going to win on every single issue with every single person, but I do think the great equalizer is economics.
Absolutely. And those types of spaces where people actually get to interact, that's what actually creates the change of people's, like, when the people see each other as human beings, it's like that's what creates that kind of change.
And also you think about who actually took up for you. It's what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Like how many politicians do you know that have actually come to your door and said, I want to help you keep your low income housing affordable? They don't do that shit.
Yeah.
But the tenant union does. And I think, that's we need politicians who are like actually focused on making people's lives materially better. Because everyone's gotten into these big, heady conversations about what they're passionate about, which I understand. I have those conversations too. But I'm like, what we need from our politicians at this point in like late stage capitalism, this nightmare that we're kind of living in, is material improvement for people's actual lives.
I could not agree more. And it's like the like elite class, or like whatever you want to call it, like they thrive on this idea of like culture war. Yeah. Of like, you know, like, oh, like LGBT, like whatever is over here. And then whenever people actually interact with each other and see that there's like not like much difference or whatever. Yeah. Then like that's what can lead to like actual like change of like conditions and like and quality of life. And it's like that is the antidote of like what's happening with this culture. Yeah. War or whatever they call it.
There's these petri dish issues that are just rife for everyone to be distracted. Critical race theory, drag queens story hours at the school, these things that it's like the people who support them, you can get them just as angry as the people who don't support them. And then all of a sudden everyone's talking about that, and no one's talking about the fact that BlackRock is buying up every single family house in every single city and turning them into investment properties where they're going to hike the rent up progressively to pay back their investment 200-fold. So if you can get people good and upset about trans women in sports or critical race theory in history class or whatever the fuck, these things that like I have a very clear opinion on, if you can just get us all talking about that, good or bad, no one's going to talk about the fact that they're stealing our wages, they're not giving us health care, our bridges are crumbling, our schools are failing, our hospitals in rural areas are closing. It's like, it's silly.
I think that they're like, it's so like fucked up that like the trans people in sports things, because like I don't care about sports. Yeah. I feel like they're actively choosing stuff that like trans people like don't care about, because it makes it really confusing.
They're putting you in a tough spot to have to be like, I should be able to swim.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't want to swim. Like it's almost like they're like by design they're like trans people can't go on a walk. Yeah. And then I have to like go on a walk.
Yeah. And now to be like a good trans person, you have to be like super pro walking.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
I hate it for you, baby.
Thank you.
Yeah, I absolutely hate it for you.
Yeah.
They're never doing anything like trans people shouldn't be allowed to wear a fun little dress.
Right?
So your protest can never be exactly what excites you.
Remember when we went to that concentration camp?
Yeah. So Nori and I did go to a concentration camp together. I have a very long stand-up bit about it. You also have a stand-up bit about it.
I have a small stand-up bit about it.
What's really funny is, what are you doing on that? Like 5 minutes, 6 minutes?
2.
2?
Yeah.
I'm doing like 12. And you and I, and I think you could go longer if you wanted to. Neither of us are talking about the same things.
No.
That tour was so insane.
She was funny.
She was funny as hell.
We got a tour guide at the concentration camp that was like doing her like 10-minute set.
And murdering.
Obviously,
well, bad choice of
can we
word.
not?
Yeah, but I mean, she was.
Let's not.
She was a star.
Star quality.
Star turn. Yeah, I mean, that was insane. We went to Berlin together.
Yeah. And did we go on New Year's Day?
Yeah. Or no. I think we went on the 30th. I think we went on the 30th.
Got it. Before, like, New Year's Eve.
Yeah. I think we went on the 30th, spent the whole day doing that.
Yeah.
And then the next night we went out and got shot with fireworks. And
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we say this in our sets. We're very happy we went, and we learned a lot, and it was very important.
Learned a lot.
It just was like she kept doing things that were so funny, and it was fucked up.
It was crazy, and I have to say also that's the other thing that's annoying me about these right wing guys in comedy right now that are all being like, or these older guys that are apolitical, right wing, that are like, oh, you can't talk about anything anymore. I'm like, my current hour that I'm touring in front of the most sensitive audiences in the country, I have like a 5-minute run on trans people. I have like a 12-minute run on the Holocaust. I have like an entire section where all I do is say the F slur. You can talk about so much.
Do you still do the school shooting gun thing?
Well, that's not in the set right now, but I have a school shooting bit.
Good,
I mean,
so good.
You actually can still talk about things. You guys are just not talented.
Just not funny.
You're just not good, and you have no credibility with your audience because your jokes are coming from a mean place.
Yeah.
You're coming from a place of being gross and weird.
Yeah.
And trying to get away with it.
And it's never funny. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm not offended. I don't get it. It's like, if something's funny, it's funny. Like, I love funny. I love comedy, and it's like they're so bad at comedy.
Yeah.
Not from like an offensive place, just like they're not good, and that makes me feel crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're like it's just because these trans people can't, take a.
That was a good impression.
Joke. Yeah.
You're giving him a lot of hip.
This is my impression of a guy on Twitter who doesn't like trans people. He goes, "You guys." You guys can't take a joke.
They're body rolling.
And he's actively riding a dick.
Yeah.
While he's saying that. It's crazy.
Nori.
It's crazy.
Nori, I love you so much.
I love you.
Thank you for
love
doing
you
this.
so much.
I love you.
This is like I never get to see you because we're both doing stuff, and it's so nice to like just talk.
I love you.
I love you.
We should do a podcast off mic sometime.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
Why do we need these? I don't want that. Let's just.
Why do we need these things?
Just
ruining the audio quality. Nori.
Yeah, sorry.
I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Will you please tell the people where they can find you, how they can support you?
Yes. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, all of it. But I do want to say that in July I'm going on tour.
Where?
I'm going to many cities in a bi-coastal way.
Ooh.
East Coast, West Coast. So if you want to check that out, the link is in my Instagram bio. So yeah, doing a tour.
I love that.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
And go check out Nori's show. Nori's so funny live. And follow Nori on everything. Nori, we love you to death.
Love you.
Thank you for being here.
Bye.
We did it.